In the early 1960s, as the world raced toward space, humans weren't the only ones being prepared for the dangerous journey beyond Earth. Before a man could risk his life in the vast unknown, someone else had to go first. That someone was Ham, a young chimpanzee chosen to prove that life could survive and function in space. Ham was born in the forests of Cameroon, Africa, in the late 1950s. He was just a baby when he was captured, torn from his home, and sold to American scientists. He had no idea that his destiny had been written for him, not in the dense jungle where he should have been swinging between trees, but in a cold, metal spacecraft. Brought to a research facility in New Mexico, Ham was trained to respond to signals and push levers inside a cramped capsule. For months, he endured electric shocks when he failed a task and was rewarded with banana pellets when he succeeded. He didn't understand why, only that he had to obey. On January 31, 1961, Ham was strapped into a tiny metal pod aboard a Mercury Redstone 2 rocket. The countdown began. The ground beneath him rumbled. Then, liftoff, the force of the launch crushed his small body. His heart pounded as the air thinned, and suddenly, the weight of gravity disappeared. He was floating. The world outside the capsule was silent, endless, and terrifying. Despite the chaos, Ham performed his tasks flawlessly, pushing the levers as trained. He had proven that a living being could function in space, but then, something went wrong. A malfunction caused the spacecraft to rise higher and faster than expected. The return journey became a terrifying ordeal. The capsule re-entered Earth's atmosphere at uncontrollable speeds. Flames surrounding it. The heat was unbearable, and the tiny chimp, alone in the dark, had no idea if he would survive. Then came the violent crash into the Atlantic Ocean. The impact should have killed him, but Ham was still alive, though shaken and exhausted. When the rescue team arrived, they found Ham weak but conscious. A scientist handed him an apple, and Ham reached out with trembling hands. His only reward for enduring a nightmare no animal should have faced. NASA celebrated the mission as a success. Soon after, a human, Alan Shepard, would go to space, thanks to Ham's sacrifice. But what happened to Ham? Instead of being honored, he was sent to live in isolation in a zoo. He spent years behind bars, visitors staring at him, never understanding what he had been through. No jungle, no family, just a cage and memories of a sky he would never see again. Ham lived for 17 more years, finally passing away in 1983. His remains were not even buried with full honors. Only later did people recognize the injustice done to this brave little astronaut. Ham's journey was a stepping stone for human space exploration, but it came at a cost. He never had a choice. He was taken, trained, and sent into the void for the sake of science. His story is a reminder of the sacrifices made, not just by humans, but by animals who never understood why they were chosen. Though his life ended in captivity, Ham will always be remembered as the first true pioneer of space, a hero who touched the stars but never returned home.
The engines roared, but his heart was still.